I believe I'm going to retire for the evening. But you come to bed when you're ready. And don't wander too far. No farther than that cavern. All right. You never know when enemies might be watching.
Okay, here begin my observations about the weird cave we found. Aramis broke some, and now he wants me to jot down notes because he's an idiot that doesn't understand the scientific method. Whatever. Hopefully they'll prove useful. I found there are 7 colors and 2 neutrals in this strange cavern that coalesce around a bottomless obsidian pool. Each seems to have some meaning, some strength, and simultaneously a drawback. But the power... the power... The first I found was red, of course. My favorite color. When I made to grasp it as a child, a great sense of determination and power thrummed through my form, as though a god had chosen me. I sped out after Seraph and grabbed him by the neck after he'd hit me. He was scared. I dropped him and the crystal when I realized I was shaking with aggression. Red. Avoid. Purple is rather intriguing. I tried it a few weeks after my last endeavor, once the nightmares let up. I was filled with the most noble intentions and a clear mind, though it seems the double-edged sword is arrogance. But is it really arrogance if I truly am the best? Green this time. I appear to have twisted into some kind of nature-heavy creature, which is odd for a dragon. The trees and flowers listened, even the bees. But it appears, much like nature itself, the drawback is being temperamental and prone to causing disaster. Let's keep green as a maybe. I fucked up. I tried blue. It made me far more intelligent. But my emotional capacity became as cold as an insect. I watched a man be beheaded for a crime earlier, and where I might feel a twinge of sympathy, I felt nothing. I don't like this one. It makes me see Her. The demon. I have to hurry. She knows what I'm doing now. She's warned me once, and I know I won't get another chance. I must hurry. Orange, avoid at all costs. Do not touch the orange one. Gold, the strain of heroes, at the cost of pride. Silver, the strain of strategists, and the arcane. Avoid at all costs. I'll never be able to seal the damned demon away. That just leaves white and black. Just those two. But what do they do? What are they for? I don't understand. The white and black do nothing. And I know the demon is upon me. I don't know what she is. I can't understand her words. Each hits like shrapnel, making my body physically recoil. The fear I feel for her reminds me of when Seraph burned my wing, and I fell into the sea with a particularly angry Leviathan. Those cold eyes in the deep. That massive form rushing me hundreds of feet long. Nothing compared to the demon from the place of shadow. Armus. He tried it, but I can't. I cannot believe he tried to trap the demon. She's so angry now. Why did he think she'd help him? Just because she hates me? Why? He's doomed us all! The demon is coming, the demon is coming, the demon is coming, the demon is coming.
Why are you here? You idiots never learn, do you? You want to fight me now? Why is that everyone's response on this planet? First, that God's damned umbral dragon, who couldn't figure out what the white and black crystals do. And now this? Leave this place. Bury it and never return. You aren't ready for this.
Songbird, here you are. What on earth are you doing out in the cavern by yourself? Oh, no.
You.
Raina, darling.
I'm going to find Uncle Raven when he's sleeping, and make him experience another 1,000 years of nightmares involving crying infants.
To be fair...
Stop talking. You're lucky you got away with your life, you purple-hued fuck. I hit you with a fraction of the power of your damn son, and you still think you can crawl in front of me, talking like we're old pals? The best of chums? You nearly ended the world, you dilettante. Oh, it was your idea this time. Great. Good.
Sai is the god of finality in her dimension, but here I think she might stand for something different and look different as well.
I have big ears. I can hear you, you lilac-looking...
I never meant to be rude to you, Lord Sirena, I promise. And you do have my utmost apologies for messing with your domain beforehand. I do hope you understand that the slavery and torture have been matters of great concern for me while I was in prison.
Are you seriously trying to manipulate me?
Me? I would never. Why would the god of finality care about slavery, after all? Some things are simply meant to never change. Wouldn't you agree, Songbird? Agreed. It is terribly tragic that so many people suffer here, but... what would a god from another dimension care?
I don't.
Of course. After all, that would be a tremendous amount of effort, even for the most powerful of all the gods.
It would not be. I literally nearly killed you with an orbital strike from your own sun.
Songbird, shh.
What if you asked nicely?
Laying it all bare before a fae is an interesting choice, my love.
I'm not a fae. I'm not even from the same dimension as the fucking fae, nor am I an exhausting, riddle-loving liar who gets off on messing with people. No, I don't make deals. Alain makes deals on my behalf if I can be bothered. What I do is run around all day trying to clean up this stupid Mistborn mess, which is what I need to be doing now before you fuck it up even harder than you already have.
Well, I do sincerely, humbly apologize for adding to your strife. We're not trying to make things harder, just... we're trying to make them right. However poorly you think of me and my kind, Serena, my Songbird has done nothing wrong. My love sees a future no longer subject to our wrath. That is all. It was my hope that a proper songbird could handle the crystal and use it to take back the power that was taken from them. If there is to be a deal, I will pay for it. The responsibility falls on my head.
I'm listening.